contrast that with when we had our first baby, and even like before that, how you were coming from a really different place as far as your way of viewing medicine, health, and how you were
Yes.
going to consume that.
Oh, I came from a place where we don't go there. We don't know anything regarding our health and what we need. Doctors know that. The medical industry know that. So you leave it up to them. If you're feeling a little bit sick, you go right in to make sure that you're not going to die. And I grew up thinking if you don't go in, you might die, which I guess it's true, but I mean, so everybody might, but the truth is, that's a scare tactic learned from your parents and their parents' parents, and that is been, pushed into our society.
Yeah.
That to scare us into giving up the control of our medical or our healthcare to the healthcare industry, so that we don't have to make those choices. Yeah. They make those choices. And I think that reason we do that too is because it removes accountability from us in case something goes wrong.
Well, and I could interject there and say, our view of this is that that's not an issue with the healthcare system. It's an issue with we, the consumers, because what do you kind of expect? What do you want Mayo Clinic to say when you Google I have a bump on my arm? It could be a mosquito bite or a tumor.
So one thing I learned actually during some of the study that I've done in the last 6-8 months, because I wanted to understand more what was happening with me, my body, what's going to happen with baby, was that you should never, during your pregnancy, you should never take any medication. Not even the type of medication you would, squirt, like Tylenol, or even like the medicine you squirt up your nose when you have allergies, or
nasal spray.
Yeah, the nasal spray. You should never even do that, because what you're doing to your body will affect 100% that baby. But what's interesting,
it passes through the placenta.
It will do that. And I thought it was interesting because it kind of was putting the blame on the consumer, saying, well, what is your doctor supposed to say when you call him and you say, okay, I'm pregnant, so I can't take medications, but I'm having a really tough headache. Like, what is the doctor supposed to say? You're calling because you need him to prescribe you something to get rid of the pain. And clearly through this learning, it was very like, just deal with the headache, because it's a sacrifice that you're making for long-term benefits of you and the baby.
Yeah, well, we've spoken with doctors and they all kind of express that same sentiment too, which is like, people come in and they want help, and what am I supposed to say? No, tough it out. There's nothing wrong with you. Like,
right.
I'm a doctor. I don't know for sure what's wrong with you. I have to sort of take the most conservative path. You know more than me about the situation at this point, and
yes.
That's not how healthcare is consumed, and it can be scary in those situations. So part of the reason for like asking you these questions and sharing this information is, yeah, you've lived through it. We've made wrong choices that in hindsight we could have done better. And well, we might as well share what we learned and try to help other people consume this better and not be so afraid of the things that were the triggers and like fears that were making us make poor decisions.